One of the biggest challenges that we see in education today is this approach to one-size-fits-all, this mass production approach to education. And this approach actually has its legacy from the industrial age, where the workforce was required to basically specialize in very standardized jobs to work in factories. Today, in the modern age, we see that we have progressed from the industrial age to information age. The skill sets that are required in the information age are more to do with critical thinking, with teamwork, with problem solving. And there's a very extensive reliance on leveraging technology to be able to optimize work productivity. The question really is that now that we have progressed from the industrial to the information age, should we not also revisit the way that we are educating our students to help better prepare them to meet the requirements of the modern market? AltSchool system, which is a for-profit school system founded by Max Ventler, is an attempt to do exactly that. Max has his background in having worked in Silicon Valley with companies such as Google, and he and his team are trying to now redesign the school education experience for students. So let's just watch this short video. It will give us a glimpse of how they're attempting to do just that.
It's a tragedy that as the world outside school changes faster and faster, the majority of American kids are not being set up to succeed in the future that's coming. We're entering a world where there's not a lot of value on just kind of sitting there and doing what you're told. Increasingly, a computer could do that kind of stuff. We are eventually going to create a new model of education suited to the 21st century instead of the last half of the 19th century. This is going to happen. We're just trying to make it happen sooner. My name is Max Ventler, and I'm the founder and CEO of AltSchool. Working in Silicon Valley and being at Google and living here, it's kind of impossible not to have it shape your worldview and to believe that a mission-driven technology company can have an incredible impact beneficially on the world. And being a parent of young kids, there's really nothing I can think of that is more important than their education that I can be working on. As an entrepreneur, you have that startup bug. You need to work on something that catches you, and this was the thing that caught me. There's this problem, which is that the model that we have for educating kids, it is a mass production model. It's a factory model. It doesn't provide an individualized experience to kind of anybody. Every 45 minutes, kids switch to a different subject and they open a textbook and they read the next chapter, and at the end of the week, they take a quiz. That experience is teaching kids how to think like computers, and that's not going to be very valuable when these kids actually grow up to be adults. If you're trying to fundamentally transform the education experience, that is not something that you can just kind of whiteboard with a bunch of research and a bunch of smart people in a room somewhere. You have to learn what that model looks like. For us, that meant immediately, almost from starting the company, opening a school. And then we opened 3 more schools, and then we opened 3 more schools, and now we're opening 2 more schools that are focused on personalized education. Each child defines their own experience to learn in a way that feels natural, takes advantage of their curiosity, and that doesn't try and corral them to learn this thing right now in this way. And that's where technology plays a foundational role versus a superficial role. There are 2 tools that fundamentally enable personalization in our schools. One tool is called the portrait. So this is a representation of all the things that are important about each child that different people can add to for curating a day-to-day education experience that's going to meet them where they are. That maps to a second tool, which we call the playlist, which is the kind of scaffold for each child's day. It's a to-do list and a calendar. It allows each child to decide, what order they do things, or they can decide what's on that playlist as they get older. It's allowing a child to have agency. None of us like being told what we need to do, when, where, how, with whom. There's nothing that's more demotivating than that. And if you're not motivated, you don't actually learn. There's no way to force a kid to learn. They have to actually go along with a certain experience. They have to actually think. What we see is incredibly promising out of the gates in the first few years. We're seeing much more than a year's worth of progress on kind of nationally normed tests. But as importantly, they're making progress on the social emotional pillars, things like grit, ability to work with others, ability to manage your time, to set goals that are going to serve those kids critically when they enter a world that's going to demand those kind of characteristics from them. I mean, my daughter's going to have a different life because this is the kind of school that she went to.
In the case study, what you will really get to understand is how AltSchool is trying to redesign the education experience based on these 4 verticals that they're working on. First being how to make the education more student-centered. Secondly, how to help optimize the school operating cost. Thirdly, how to improve teaching skills as well as teacher job satisfaction. And fourth being how to engage with the parent community so they are more satisfied with the school system. AltSchool is taking a different approach to educating their students, and they are trying to create this student-centered learning. To do that, they use a process called BLIP. Based on this process, they then basically design a learner portrait for that student. And through that learner portrait, they're then able to customize a curriculum which is best suited for that particular student. And then through that, they further sort of break it down into very specific tasks that the student has to perform each and every day in school. They call it the student playlist. In AltSchool, they believe in experiential learning. To achieve this, they actually try to engage with the community where the school is situated and expose the students to the things within the community where the student can then relate the concepts that he or she is learning in the classroom to the practical applications in the things which exist in the community. So now we're going to look at the second vertical, which is how AltSchool is actually optimizing its school operational cost. Before we look at how they're doing it, I would like you to reflect and think that if you were a school owner, what do you think would be your biggest operational cost besides the staff salary expense? And how would you bring down the school operating cost? Now let's see how AltSchool is trying to achieve that. The way they're doing it is by actually having open space where multidisciplinary, multi-age learning can really take place. And the bulk of the budget is actually going in getting that learning experience right for the students rather than a budget being spent on auxiliary services such as your gymnasium or music room. For these, they actually are outsourcing these services to the community center. So now we're moving to the next vertical and looking at how AltSchool is redesigning its teaching experience. But let me first ask you a question. Do you think in this modern day, we still need teachers to teach students in classroom? Or can the role of a teacher be replaced by computers? If your answer is no, we do need teachers to teach students in classroom, then the logical question really is, how can we make the teachers more skilled in their teaching skills? And how can we improve the job satisfaction? At AltSchool, they firmly believe that it's critical to have the student and teacher face-to-face interaction. They do see the importance of technology, but technology is mainly seen as a support function. Max Ventela is really looking at the Finland education model, where over the decades, Finland has worked extensively to improve its teaching quality. And that's what they have done is, instead of them initially getting teachers into the education sector which were teachers from the bottom of the quartile, they have raised the standards to only inducting those students who scored the top quartile to come into the teaching profession. Not only do they do that in Finland, they also give teachers sufficient time for them to be able to plan the lessons effectively and for there to be a collaboration between different educators to help the teacher improve the teaching experience for the students. At AltSchool, the approach they've taken to teacher satisfaction is really in terms of having an inverted model where teachers are at the top of the pyramid. And the reason for that is that they're the ones who really are interacting with the students and the parents. Everyone else within the school administration, their role is simply to support the teacher for her to be best able to do her job. What they also have in each school is a team of 3 teacher support. And these people are there to really help the teacher with whatever tools she needs, teaching tools she needs for her class, and any administrative support that she needs, so that she is free to simply focus on delivering the best teaching in the classroom. AltSchool, to basically also facilitate the teachers, they're giving them sufficient time for them to plan their lessons and also for them to be able to collaborate with other teachers for ideas and inspirations. Not only that, they also encourage the teachers to come up with their own professional development plan and select topics that they would like to be trained in. Okay, so let me ask you a question. Do you think it's important for school management to worry about how satisfied the parent community is with that school? If you think it's important, my question to you is, why is it important? And can you think of ways in which a school can actually engage with the parents in a more effective manner where they can actually help achieve parent satisfaction? Let me tell you, at AltSchool, they take parent satisfaction as paramount. The reason they do it is because it makes a lot of business sense. Let me explain this. If you have a parent community which is not satisfied with the school, then a few things would actually happen. Number one is that the parents will start basically raising their concerns, and not only raising the concerns with the school, but they'll also be talking about the school in a negative way to their friends and family. When that happens, it directly impacts the student admission, because those parents start thinking not to get the child admitted into this school. On the other hand, if the parents whose children are studying in the school, if their dissatisfaction reaches to a very high level, then there's a very high probability of them withdrawing the child from the school. So if either of these things happen, which is drop in admissions or increase in student withdrawal, or both together, it actually would impact in reduction in the student strength of that school, which would then result in a reduction in the school tuition fee revenue. Now the thing is that what exactly is AltSchool doing to achieve a high standard of parent satisfaction for their schools? One of the things that they do is they actually proactively engage with the parents by doing surveys. So they ask parents for their feedback about their satisfaction about their school branches on certain criteria or certain standards. The information they get back from the parents, that information they collate into dashboards, and they take that dashboard and circulate it to their school management and tell them that these are the standards on which the parents are happy or satisfied with our school, and these are the other indicators on which the parents feel that our school needs to improve their performance, right? So it's a very objective kind of a feedback provided to the school for them to do something about it. Besides this, AltSchool actually leverages technology in a very effective manner for them to be able to engage with the parents. What they do is they provide their school parents with mobile apps, and through this mobile app, the parent can actually view how the child is actually performing in school. They can also read the comments from the subject teachers and what the teachers are observing about the child in terms of his development and his progress at school. Further, they can also get information about certain school activities, so they can better sort of plan their schedule around that. In addition to the mobile app, the AltSchool provides the parents with certain amount of flexibility as well. So they give the parents a 1 hour window where the parent can pre-select what time suits them best to come and drop the child to school and to pick the child from the school, right? This invariably also helps the school in trying to avoid the traffic congestion at their main gates. They provide the parents with transparency or visibility of what actually is happening in the school and the way that the school is trying to teach or educate their children in terms of what pedagogy is being used by them, as well as what is the learning experience for the students. So they encourage parents to come visit their schools. They also try to encourage the parents to become part of the school management, and this they do through inviting them to join certain school committees where they help co-design or co-develop certain policies and certain practices within the school. AltSchool case study is an example of how an entrepreneurial venture is trying to redesign the education school experience of students in the US by addressing these 4 critical pillars, namely how to improve and provide student-centered education in the schools, how to reduce the operational cost of running a school, how to improve the skills and the job satisfaction of the teachers, and last of all, how to engage with the parents in a manner where the school is able to achieve parent satisfaction. Let me tell you, in the recent years, AltSchool has pivoted their business model. So instead of them trying to open more school branches in the US, they're now focused on providing their school management software called Altitude. I would really encourage you to visit the following website to get more insights into Altitude. Last of all, I would like to conclude this case study by encouraging all of you, especially those who are looking at pursuing a career in education reform, to see how you can apply some of these concepts that this case study has shared with us and see how you can apply them in improving the education system here in Pakistan and in the world. I wish you the very best. Thank you.